Hello student, Namaskar. Today in this video we are going to learn about Newton's second law of motion, and by using this Newton's second law of motion we are going to derive force equation. Let imagine that you are performing one simple activity. You have two ball, that is one is a tennis ball and another is a cricket ball. Ask your friend to throw both ball with same speed towards you one by one. That both ball have same speed. One ball is a tennis ball and one ball is a cricket ball. Now, when we catch these both ball, which ball you can catch easily and why? Yes, it is easy to catch tennis ball than cricket ball, because cricket ball is heavier than tennis ball. It has more mass, so it has more impact on our hand. Means when we catch cricket ball, we got more paining sensation on our hand. Now let us see another activity. You have two bullets of gun having same mass. One bullet is thrown by hand and another bullet is fired by gun on wooden plank. Now which bullet get penetrate in wooden plank? Yes student, bullet fire from gun is penetrate easily in a wooden plank, but bullet fire from hand cannot penetrate in wooden plank. Now why? What is the reason behind this? Because the bullet fire from gun has a maximum velocity. So the momentum, that effect, impact is a large, it can easily penetrate in the wooden plank. From these two examples, we observe that impact of striking is depend on mass and velocity of object. The effect of one object striking another object depend on both on mass of the former object and its velocity. This means that the effect of the force depend on the property related to both mass and velocity of the striking object. This property was called momentum by Newton, and therefore momentum is defined as momentum is the product of mass and velocity of an object. Momentum is a vector quantity because momentum is a product of mass and velocity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Now momentum has magnitude as well as direction, and therefore it is a vector quantity. Its direction is the same as that of velocity. In SI system, the unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second, while in CGS system the unit of momentum is gram centimeter per second. Now see, momentum has direction as well as magnitude, and the direction of momentum is in the direction of velocity, and therefore, momentum is called vector quantity. If an unbalanced force applied on an object cause a change in the velocity of object, then it also cause a change in its momentum. The force necessary to cause the change in momentum of an object depend upon the rate of change of momentum. If you increase mass of object, momentum also increase. If you increase velocity of object, momentum also increase. Means momentum of object is depend on mass and velocity. Now, Newton's second law is related to this momentum. Now, in this slide, you have given two trolley. In first trolley, both trolley has a same mass, but on the first trolley we apply less force, and therefore it has less acceleration developed, and because its speed is also less. But if you apply the more force on same trolley or same mass, its acceleration is increased. Because of increase in acceleration, speed of the trolley also increase, means momentum is change because of force change or force increase, momentum also increase. Means momentum depend on the force. Here in this first trolley we have less mass, but in second trolley we have more mass. We apply same force on both trolley. What happened? This first trolley speed is a maximum with compared to this trolley, but the momentum is same, remains same, because force is same. If the same force is applied to the object with greater mass, the object accelerate at slower rate because mass add inertia. Means momentum is depend on the force, that is momentum is directly proportional to force. If we change force, momentum of object also change, and therefore we can define Newton's second law of motion as the rate of change of momentum is proportional to, directly proportional to the applied force, and the change of momentum occur in the direction of force. Suppose an object has mass m and initial velocity is u. When a force F is applied in the direction of its velocity for time t, its velocity become v, that is the final velocity. The initial momentum of object is mass into initial velocity, that is a mu. Its final momentum becomes after time t is equal to mass into final velocity, that is mv, and therefore rate of change of momentum is equal to change in momentum upon time, that is rate of change of momentum is equal to mv minus mu upon t, is equal to m is common here, m into bracket v minus u upon t, but v minus u upon t is a rate of change in velocity, that is acceleration, and therefore instead of this term we can write a, and therefore our equation become m into a, where a is a acceleration. According to Newton's second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied force, and therefore rate of change of momentum is ma. Ma is directly proportional to F, and therefore F is equal to K into ma. K is a constant of proportionality and its value is 1, and therefore last we obtain a equation F is equal to ma. This equation is called equation of force, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now let us see unit. What is the unit of force? In the SI system, the unit of force is Newton. The force, what is 1 Newton? The force necessary to cause an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in an object of mass 1 kg is called 1 Newton force, and therefore 1 Newton force is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second. This is acceleration and this is a mass. Now in the CGS system, the unit of force is a dyne, where 1 dyne is defined as the force required to cause an acceleration of 1 centimeter per second square in an object of mass 1 gram is called as 1 dyne force, and therefore 1 dyne force is equal to 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square, where 1 gram is a mass of object and 1 centimeter per second square is the acceleration developed in that object because of force. Now let us see relation between newtons and dyne, that is SI unit of force Newton and CGS unit of force, that is dyne. We know that 1 newtons is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square, and 1 dyne is equal to 1 gram mass into 1 centimeter per second square acceleration. Now let us derive the relation between this Newton and dyne. We know that 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram mass into 1 meter per second square acceleration. Now this convert this 1 kg mass into gram. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram into 1 meter per second square acceleration get converted into centimeter per second square, we obtain 100 centimeter per second square. Now 1000 means 10 raised to 3 gram into 10 raised to 2, that is 100 get converted into 10 raised to 2 centimeter per second square. We obtain next step as 10 raised to 5 means 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 2 means equal to 10 raised to 5 gram centimeter per second square. But gram centimeter per second square means dyne, and therefore we obtain 10 raised to 5 dyne, that is 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. And I hope you understood these videos. If you like it, please share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you, student.